Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be recapping the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis. Before I do, I'm recording this episode on Thursday the 14th of May 2026, and the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis was only released 2 days ago on the 12th of May 2026. Obviously there's a big gap between when Aegis was released and when you will be listening or watching this episode. But yeah, it's that's how close the gap is for out of time recording. It's actually quite good, and obviously that means that it's on the list on the schedule, so it's will be coming out a bit quicker than maybe some of the others. But as I do with all my Big Finish recaps, I'm going to talk about what we know, then show you the trailers, because there are two trailers for the 13th Doctor of Aegis. So we'll have a video trailer, and then we'll have the usual audio trailer as well. And then I will let you know my thoughts on Aegis. But without further ado, let's start off with what we know. So as I said, it was released on the 12th of May 2026 and written by Noga Flashon. Here's the synopsis. The Doctor and Yaz must infiltrate the Aegis Protectorate Interplanetary Defence Expo in search of someone who has been dogging their travels. As the Doctor digs into the company's main export, the sinister Trojan program, Yaz faces a battle of her own. Will they finally uncover the truth about the tourist? This episode was recorded on the 27th of June 2025, so just under a year between it being recorded and released, which actually for the 30th Doctor Adventure seems to be the kind of the thing with the 30th Doctor Adventures, with how busy Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill are. But here we have some quotes. So, writer-producer Noga Flashon said, having read everyone else's scripts as the producer of this line gave me the chance to build on the work of the other writers and pay off some of the seeds we've been planting. I think of Aegis as a mid-season finale. It's an action-packed sci-fi story which I hope will leave everyone excited for the second half of the series. The recently BAFTA-nominated Jodie Whittaker said, even after reading so many Doctor Who scripts, they still go off in a direction that even I could be surprised by. I love the idea of characters being manipulated or taken over. The great thing about the dynamic is they could read each other instantly. So the Doctor knows straight away that something's wrong with Yaz. It highlights how close they are. Her co-star Mandip Gill added, when I first read Aegis, I was so excited. I've been talking for so long about playing evil Yaz in any capacity, so I'm glad someone listened. Whenever I've been asked if I could play someone else, who would it be? My answer was always the Master, because I wanted to play something so opposite to Yaz. The cast of Aegis includes Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor, Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan, as well as Madison Bullimont as the Tourist, and Jason Forbes as Prospero. The cover art was done by Rafe Woolback. The director was Ken Bentley. The executive producers were Jason Haigh-Ellery and Nicholas Briggs. The music and sound design was done by Noga Flashon. The writer and producer, no, I've got that wrong. The sound design and music was done by Joe Kramer. The writer and producer is Noga Flashon. The script editor is Matt Fitton. The senior producer is John Ainsworth, and the total runtime was 74 minutes. So before I spoil the events of the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis, we have the trailers, so I'll show you the video one first, and then the audio afterwards. So here are the trailers for the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis.
I don't go looking for trouble. All I really want is a universe where I can kick back, show my bestie the sights, and take in the awesomeness of it all. Is that a word? Awesomeness. Awesomosity? Or solitude? Anyway, is that really too much to ask? I guess it is, because there's always someone who wants things to burn instead of grow, profiteering in flames, making margins in suffering. And this time, it's Aegis. They go out looking for wars to market their weapons, and if they can't find them, they will create them. I admit, it took me a while to connect the dots, but I did. Aegis wants a war? Well, now they've got one.
Our civilizations are more connected than ever through a network of peace and prosperity. We've been jumping across time and space following the tourists' clues. We nearly died multiple times for an advert.
Well, technically, it's an invitation to that expo thingy.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor Adventures, Aegis.
Danger still lurks in the darkness of space.
We're entering Borax swarm territory.
Wait, no, this swarm will tear you to pieces. We can figure out another way.
Dropping in!
Here at Aegis, we offer you more than weaponry.
The Aegis Protectorate has brought peace to multiple star systems. Can the oncoming storm claim the same?
Funny that, how people who profit from war always talk about peace.
None of this would have been possible without the Trojan program.
I am still myself. I am still human, right?
The tourists begged us for help. Then why not just tell us where and when they are?
Stand down, Constable. They are more than capable of taking over for you.
Who are you? Who are you? What makes you so special?
Here at Aegis, we offer you the peace of mind to build the future your world deserves.
I'm going to be the Doctor's new companion.
So discover how we can help you build a brilliant future under our shield.
You're not Yaz.
I am!
Choose innovation. Choose peace. Choose Aegis.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailers for the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis. If you've not listened to Aegis and would like to, please go and check it out, because I'm now going to enter full-on spoiler territory. This Aegis is episode 6 of the 12-episode first season of the 13th Doctor Adventures, A Big Finish. So this is the mid-season finale as such, and we've even since Vampire Weekend, the first ever 13th Doctor Adventures audio, all the way back in July 2025, there were mentions of the Tourist, and more recently, so in January's Ride or Die, they appeared for the first time properly, and there were mentions of it at the end of March's The Violet Hour as well. So kind of, yeah, the 13th Doctor Adventures, kind of the first half of the first season to kind of focus on that, and it turns out that the Tourist is both a villain and not, and is the Tourist tries to take over Yaz to become the Doctor's companion. That's all that they want. Whereas Aegis, which is the company, has been using the Tourist to develop loads of weapons and lives, so the Tourist doesn't know what it's like to be human or to be loved or to have friends or anything like that, or have any family or anything. So it is quite interesting, and leaves the Doctor in a very different place in this episode, because the Tourist takes over Yaz, but the Doctor also wants to help the Tourist as well, and yeah, she lets the Tourist escape at the end of Aegis, but Aegis, she kind of warns Aegis now that she's coming for them eventually, which I assume is where we'll be going in the second half of the season. Yeah, we don't actually know what's happening next, because as of time of recording, we know that season 1 episode 7 will release at some point in July 2026, but we don't know anything about it. And when someone commented on the official Big Finish, because you've probably seen them if you're following the Podcast X page, I keep reposting the Out Nows one. So I did one this morning for Dark Gallifrey, the Meddling Monks Part 2, actually, and in the one for Aegis, they said, because they normally announce it either the day of or the day after. Obviously they haven't done that, and they said that it might be a little bit longer, but obviously it's not going to be too long because it comes out in July, so we'll just have to wait and see. But let me know what you thought of the 13th Doctor Adventures Aegis if you listened to it, my recap if you didn't, and without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.